What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the PS5 career mode. This is episode number 53. And we start today's episode off with a look at our final 5 fixtures of December 2024. We've got match day 6 in the Europa League group against Rangers away at Ibrox, Newcastle away at St James's, Aston Villa at home, West Ham away is the Boxing Day fixture, and we wrap up the calendar year with a West London derby as we take on Fulham at home, right now sat rock bottom of the Premier League table. So heading into today's episode, taking on Rangers away at Ibrox, who by the way would be a fantastic team to do a FIFA career mode with. I definitely recommend they or Celtic and putting them both in the Championship or the Premier League if you'd prefer. Doing Scottish teams, you know, the reason why some people are put off doing them is because the league is not considered a top 5 league, in Europe. But there's been major discussion, well, since I was a kid, really, about the likelihood of Rangers and Celtic becoming Premier League or Championship or just basically in the English Football League at some point, teams competing in England. But yeah, I definitely recommend that. It's a good idea for a career mode there. Two really iconic, classic teams, of course, with a fierce old firm rivalry and certainly worth considering. Still taking on Rangers, you would have seen a group briefly heading into match day 6 as well. And as we fell behind in this game, we found our level of courtesy of J. Potts, and there was seconds to go in the game. Patrick Roberts comes off the bench and wins it for us just as the clock ticked over to 90 minutes. So we do come from behind to win in Glasgow, 2-1 the final score. But I got to be honest here, this was absolutely bizarre. I didn't mind if we dropped points and finished in second. But in the end, despite the win, despite the late goal, we did finish in second. But look at the group. This is one of the most bizarre groups I've ever seen in a European competition. Us and Nîmes head through to the knockout stage that was already decided heading into match day 6. But we ended up with the exact same record as the French club. 14 points, 4 wins and 2 draws, because we drew against each other in the 2 games we played against each other. And Rangers and Steaua Bucharest also had the exact same record in 3rd and 4th. So we ended up finishing runners-up in the group. But I couldn't work out how EA determined we finished runners-up and not top of the group. And the only thing I could think of was, well, possibly disciplinary record, but I thought that can't make sense because I don't think we had a single booking, certainly not a red card, in any of the 6 games we had in the Europa League group. And the only other thing I could think of was alphabetical order, which I don't think would really be fair. So I have no idea. If anyone knows, please let me know in the comment section down below or tweet me, because I've got no idea how EA determined we finished in 2nd place when we ended up with the exact same record for games played, won, draws and lost, and also for goals scored, conceded and goal difference as well. Somehow we finished in 2nd. We make it through the group as runners up for the 2nd straight year. Still at 42nd of the final 5 in December, here now taking on Newcastle away at St James's Park. Back to matters in the Premier League, where recently it is worth pointing out we have started to be a little bit shaky. Despite still being top of the table, our lead has been cut at the top of the table. And into this game, fell behind right before the breaks. The Magpies would take the lead, but in the second half, back on level terms. And I've said it a few times and I'll say it again. This is his team now, but now it is his team. It means that all the pressure is on his shoulders. When we perform, he's going to get the plaudits. But when we're struggling, the blame falls on Charles's shoulders. Ball now to take all responsibility for games like this where we need someone to step up and get us back in the game. He does there, fires in our leveller as we get tied at 1-1, but in the final few minutes of the game, how crazy was this? 3 minutes to go, end-to-end stuff, both teams going for the win. Tamori back at his old stomping ground, incredible block, keeps it at 1-1 there and stops us falling behind for a 2nd time in the game. Out of a minute to go. Oh, fluff my lines with Charles Ball. Brilliant little through ball by Noni to spot him running towards the far corner of the pitch there. Great ball by the former PSV man, but with Bull, I just totally fluffed my lines. I had way too much time. It's one of those moments where you've got too much time, you know, and you overthink things. Exactly what happened there. Totally fluffed my lines, could have won the game, unfortunately blew it right towards the end of the game. 1-1 the final score, and after that you see the draw for the Europa League round of 32 has been made where... Oh my word, of all the teams we could face in the Europa League first knockout round, we've got a tough one. And it's really ironic as well because you see RB Leipzig, they topped their group with 4 wins in 6, undefeated as well, just like us. But of course we finished runners up to Nîmes. But it's really ironic because of course you've seen throughout the course of the series so far, I will be honest here, especially in seasons 2 and season 3, we had loads of good luck in the cup draws in the FA Cup. But it is worth pointing out in Europe, in the European knockout draws, we've been very unlucky. Last season round of 32 clash against Atalanta, Atalanta, one of the stronger Italian sides. Then, of course, we were knocked out by Bayer Leverkusen, one of the stronger German sides. We've got another German side in a round of 32, but they won't be any easier than Bayer Leverkusen. RB Leipzig in the last 32. My goodness gracious me, out of all the teams we could have faced, they definitely were one of the ones I was desperate to avoid. Instead, we've got them. We'll take them on in February. First tie being at home, the second leg being away in Germany. That is going to be an incredibly tough tie to get through, but the board expect us to, because they've got us down as the winners of this competition. That's where they want us to finish. So, following the game, as you could see, following the draw, I should say, as you can see, we beat Aston Villa by 1-0 in the Premier League, and we're really slowing down now. The goals are totally dried up as well. Charlie Kelman scoring the only goal of the game there. Good defensive effort. Tamori again was superb. He's been a great signing from the Magpies, and we had our third round draw for the FA Cup as well. It really is common though now that we expect to face a lower league side in the FA Cup. That's who we've got again, Rochdale away from home in the FA Cup third round. Of course, we reached back-to-back finals in Season 2 and Season 3, winning it in Season 3. Last year, of course, knocked out in the last 16 by Arsenal. I'm hoping this year we'll be able to go at least one step further to the quarterfinals, but the board won a semi-final place. And also, there was a loan offer for Mason Ford, one of our Youth Academy grads as well. Just real brief on this, thank you to everyone that let me know in episode number 50, uploaded on Monday, that the way to loan out youth players, or the easiest way to do it, or the method that works the best, is to delegate loan offers. That's what I've done there, so thank you to everyone for letting me know about that. We'll see if the loan deal goes through, and whether Mason's going to go to Hull for the rest of the season or not. And for our penultimate game of today's episode, this one would be the 19th of the Premier League season, as we aim to stay top of the table and clear of the chasing pack, taking on West Ham away from home in the London derby. Well, we are starting to struggle now. The wheels are certainly falling off. The goals have dried up, no doubt about it. But if there's one man that always gets a goal in a game where I'm playing, Moise Kean. Yes, he's definitely on the list of Doc's enemies throughout the course of this sale. I think Joseph Martinez has fallen off the list now, but Bruno Fernandes, Naby Keita and Moise Kean always score against me when I face those boys. So yeah, a loss there by a goal. So just our second defeat of the season, whilst we are top at the halfway point. 19 games into the season, 12 wins in 19, only 2 defeats. We're only 1 point clear now of Manchester City and Liverpool, 6 clear of Spurs and Manchester United in 4th and 5th as well. We're no longer the league's top scorers. Manchester City are the top scorers in the league. We do have the best defensive record. One of the reasons why they're the top scorers is because Eddie Nketiah has 9 goals in 17 in the Premier League right now. Jonathan David, 8 goals so far for our man to replace him. Bull, as we know, he's definitely going to set a new record for most assists in the Premier League season, touch wood, as long as he doesn't get an injury at some point. 18 assists in 19 games. The boy has slowed down a little bit, I'll be honest, but still is just setting up goals left, right and centre. And also Freddie Woodman is leading the way in the race for the Golden Glove. Hasn't won it yet since coming in Season 3. This might well be his year, as we had the best defensive record in the division. So a little bit of a struggling patch for QPR. Just 1 win in our last 3 in the Premier League, but taking on Fulham for the final game of the calendar year here. As we close out December, it was probably the easiest game we could have had throughout the course of the season so far. Fulham right now, newly promoted side, rock bottom of the Premier League. They've got the worst goal scoring record in the division. We've got the best defensive record in the division. So yeah, I felt pretty confident in this game. We'd certainly keep a clean sheet and surely get the 3 points and return to winning ways here. And right from kickoff, I said it, it's his team, Charles Bull. When we're struggling, when we're in a poor patch of form, I've got to look for the man that loves to mock, the Matador, to get us the goals and pick up the points for us. Right from kickoff, storming down left hand side, cutting in from left, he loves to do, puts it into the back of the net, makes it 1-0, and it's a very early lead for the R's in this game. He should have been credited with another assist and his 19th for the campaign. Unfortunately, this one was taken off him though. Jonathan David turned in his cutback from close range, but the assist taken off him as the goalkeeper got a touch on the ball. Absolutely shocking. Should always have been his assist there. Unfortunately, the game determined that we lost possession temporarily, which of course we didn't. Either way, 2-0 as David gets another goal, and unfortunately right before the break, he always seems to get an injury during the season, and he got one here as well, taken down after an aerial duel. Managed to soldier on throughout the course of the game and indeed get his 19th assist, whilst in the first half his assist was chalked off. This one definitely counted. What a through ball. His weighted through balls are unbelievable. Brilliant little ball into Jonathan David. That's his second goal of the game. He reaches double digits for the first time this season in the Premier League, and we do indeed get a very comfortable predictable, routine 3-0 victory in West London. 3-0 against Fulham, who do look as though they're going to struggle to survive this year, but that result there keeps us top of the table as we close out the calendar year. 3-0 the final score, but the question is, how bad was the injury to our talisman Charles Bull? Well, as the fixtures were completed and we saw the injury details, it's a 5-day injury, a bruised shoulder. Anticlimactic. Thought I'd leave you in suspense there. Yeah, 5-day injury for Charles Bull. We've been really lucky this year with the injuries too. I haven't adjusted the sliders, by the way, for those wondering. The sliders are still the same. We've got 90 for injury frequency, and I think the severity is 60, but the sliders haven't been touched at all. At least I don't think they have, but yeah, we've just been very lucky. Only 2 injuries all throughout the course of the campaign so far. Grady and Charles only going down with minor bruises to their upper bodies. But that was this episode of the PS5 Career Mode, guys. So big thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed it, if you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you for the next episode of the PS5 Career very soon, where the January transfer window will open, and we'll have our FA Cup third round tie away against Rochdale and some big games in the Premier League as well.